Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company, TMB, BNT, whatever you want to refer to it as show, presented by Starnes Barber, where we cover everything here on the court with the North Greene Huskies and Lady Huskies basketball teams. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Huskies head coach James Buchanan, Huskies head coach Sam Tarlton.
What's up, Tyler?
Fellas, you got nylon on the necks again. You know what that means.
It's been a good year.
How many times is that we do it at the same time? Is that 3?
That's 3. Yeah.
Regional champions.
So here's all you got to count is how many times I've done it, because he does it every time.
No, I don't. It's the first time in 3 years we've done it. Let's see, 21 and 22, did you do it? 21 and 22, now 25.
As long as I've known you,
It's been a while.
you've never not made the state tournament.
Shut up, Tyler. You just ruined the whole next season.
How?
I don't know. We ain't worried about
That's
it.
crazy. So since you
That's just a statement.
I mean,
Well,
It's fact.
I've been with Grassroots 4 years. Grassroots has been a company 5 years. Every year that they've been a company, state tournament.
Well,
is this our 4th year of the show?
Yeah.
How many episodes have we done?
Tyler, you've done a
About to say
great
that.
job
We've
with this show.
been.
You have.
With all the shows.
Appreciate it.
Hey, you know, since I looked at our show on YouTube, the other shows pop up. So I'll see a few minutes of everybody else's. You do a good job.
I appreciate it.
He does.
Which other show is your favorite? Or do you have
I
one?
don't, if I watched them from start to finish, then I could do a better job of judging that. But I just watch like the first couple minutes,
Gotcha.
because I figure if you got jokes, you got them early.
Yeah.
Maybe late, though.
Then, well, could be.
Talking's it's kind of reversed on other shows. We get all of our talking out of the way at the beginning on this show. The other shows I'll wait till the very end.
Oh, so, well, we don't need
That's
to
what
mess
sets,
up what we've got
that's
here.
what sets us
No,
apart.
that's I was
Yeah.
about to say. I mean, if a dynamic works, it works.
This
if
is
it works
special,
better
Tyler. This is
at
so
the front
special.
of your show, do it. Going back to Murfreesboro again. Got the nylon on. I told you I should double stack them because you're both region champs and cut down the nets here on Saturday and Monday nights. It's also cool that you had nets ready to put back up too, because with 2 sub-state games, I mean, you got to be prepared at all times.
That net down there was only a year old, but Sam cut it down last year, and it was already messing up. So
Really?
we needed new nets. We actually need more. If you look, that 1, 2,
They're all
3.
pretty good.
No, that one's terrible. It's got like 2 loops missing.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I
So
see one down the front.
We need about 3 more.
That one looks good. That's about the only good one right now.
We've got my second period's in here right now, and they've already been warming these new
they're
nets
ripping
up.
the nets.
They were
I seen
ripping
them ripping them.
Yep, already getting them broke in.
Big game Hunter Walters.
Big
Ripping.
Game Hunter, Wyatt Earp. Y'all know Wyatt Earp?
Hey, I got some.
He's a cowboy.
My
Texas
first period,
Ranger, I
you,
think.
you know how y'all have Maui? I have Maui.
Gabe, yeah.
I didn't know that was like a character on a show.
Yeah, cartoon.
Okay. So I was just talking
The
about
Rock, I think, is the voice for Maui.
Oh, Moana.
Right?
Yeah.
I was talking about him the other day to
Who's Maui?
Casey's kids.
Is that a character on Moana?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
the Rock plays.
Did you know
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. They were like,
I've not seen the movie, but I've seen the picture of the character. I see where they hit.
I got him out.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was just calling him that. 'cause
Hey,
I
we
thought
got
it
a kid over
was his
here.
name.
Let's see, what was the connection there? Oh, we better not give real names because parents might get mad. There might be a student here that Coach Tarlton refers to as Mamaw.
Yep.
And then we found out that he had a cousin, and we had been calling, for whatever reason, this kid, his nickname was Spider. And when I found out that Mamaw was a cousin to Spider, we started calling Spider Granddaddy Longlegs.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
He is tall.
He's
That's
a big old
perfect.
tall boy.
Yeah, so
We've had some good
good
new
nicknames.
nicknames over the years. We had Smack.
Smack.
Smack. Sean, I'm going to give his name. 'Cause he's
a-
probably the coolest kid we've
yeah.
ever had over here. Sean Michaels, I think. Sean Michaels Alexander Kennedy. SMAK.
Smack.
So we just called him
yeah.
Smack.
Gotcha.
He was one of my favorites ever.
We got a teacher here now, Jordan Ayers Martin. Jam.
Jam.
Jordan Ayers Martin?
He was a former student. We called him Jam when he was in here D'ing people up in gym class. Now he's down there diagramming sentences or whatever they do in English class.
Pretty cool.
Reading novels.
There we go.
Jam.
Big Jam.
Smack. What's your nickname, Tyler?
Dimes.
Dimes, yeah.
It's just a play on nickels.
That's not.
What's Coach's nickname? Goat.
What's his nickname?
Baby
The
goat.
baby goat.
Hey, all you gotta do is look at win percentage around here to see who the man is. Win percentage.
That don't matter.
It's like 80, 70 something. 5 state tournaments in 8 years. Are you kidding? All right, this school's been standing since 1963. And from 63 until 2018. How many years is that, Tyler?
63 to 18.
Yeah. Be like 37 plus 18.
55. Would
55
that be 56
years.
seasons, I think, though?
55 or 56 years, they went to 2 state tournaments. Had some real good teams, but only made it down to Murfreesboro 2 times. Sam gets here and goes 5 times in 8 years. I don't think people understand how big time that is here at this school.
6 in a row is all I'll say.
Well,
I think it's really cool that I think this needs to be said, both daughters. That's got to be special as a dad. I'm not a dad, but
That was a question.
I would,
was gonna get
I would
into later.
imagine that that's just really special. He's coached both his daughters in a 6-year span here, and they've gone every time. That's awesome.
I can admit it now that it's finally, been accomplished. That terrified me all year that we wouldn't. And that, not that it's the end of the world, but I just know Mercy and Grace, they'd probably jaw about that. Grace, hey, I went all 4, you just went 3.
I couldn't see Grace getting on her too bad. Or does
Only when she
does
pushes her over the edge.
Okay. When she's at home, huh?
Yeah, maybe every once in a while. That is neat. So, Tyler, what do you want to talk about?
That.
Okay.
Who goes first, though? Rock, paper, scissors, or you going first since you played
It's
first?
always been rock, paper, scissors. Ooh. That's
I
first.
forget. Is it the winner that goes, or is it the loser?
Winner chooses.
I'll let him go first.
Okay.
How much do we have to cover here? Regional championship?
Region championships and sub-state for both teams, because we sat down last week and covered both semis, and we talked about sub-state a little bit because you didn't know who exactly you played yet. We just kind of previewed who was potentially at stake. So, of course, your region championship, you have Unaka up there at Westridge. Another barn burner of a game with them, 44-42 final. Clutch 3-pointer by Mercy in the waning seconds to get that win, to send you to Saturday night's sub-state game where you're able to win, punch your ticket to your 6th straight state tournament. Talk about the last week and how you felt throughout the last week.
It's been busy, and that's
Hectic.
a good thing. Yeah, hectic. Just, of course, it could have all come crashing down on Monday with Cosby. When you win that game, and I think we may have talked about that last week, you win that one and you feel like, well, you've had an above average, most people consider a real good year. You're going to sub-state, so then it just gets into preparation mode, and when you're playing a team for the 4th time, what can you do? Which we really tried to emphasize pounding the ball inside, and we just didn't feel like they could stop us in there. And we thought it might take us a while to get it there, but we didn't want to rush. We just, and we even said this, if it's a shot that you would get after we've thrown it in there and received a double team and then we kick it out and you're absolutely wide open, if it's one of those, go ahead. If it's not, if we're having to take something that's contested or something that maybe is out of character for us, we're not doing it. We're going to pound it in there because they can't stop it. So early on, and of course we made a couple of defensive adjustments too. Even though we played them 4 times, it was kind of weird because the first time, it's always one of those feeling out things, and we finished that game with something that might have caught them off guard then, but it was something you knew wasn't going to be sustained in future games. So I ain't saying we got lucky, but we kind of snuck something in that I don't know that they were super prepared for. The next time we played them, they were missing one of their top players. But you could see the adjustments they had made off of, what we had did to them late in the first game, but you were still missing that big piece personnel-wise. Well, then you get into the third game, and the adjustments plus the player who was injured was back, and they were also red hot, just coming off a big win against Cloudland. Then they beat us, and then they rolled into another win against Cloudland that was even more convincing. So, they were playing super well. So in the fourth game that we played them in the regional championship, we tweaked one thing defensively in man and in zone, simple principle, where we were just trying to limit the number of open threes. As they had hit 13 on us in the district. I think they still ended up hitting 8. Out of the 8 that they hit, just sitting here off the top of my mind, I can think of 2 or 3 of them that I thought were heavily contested. So those you have to live with, I guess. It was those open threes we were giving up in the district that we tried to correct, and I thought we did. Came out and played real well early. I thought we were up, 11-2. It was going real good. Next thing you know, one blown assignment, and this, I'm gonna kind of say that this is what has helped us be successful this year. Is we've tried to not let anything slide. For instance, they had a situation where if we wanted to play man, and we did want to play man when they had a certain lineup on the floor. When they went to a different lineup, then all of a sudden, we're not in man no more, we're in zone. But if we really wanted to play man, but they were in this different lineup, we had the exact matchup that we wanted Hannah. And sure enough, they subbed, but we were playing well in man. I wanted to stay man. We're up 11-2, or it may have been 11-5. And we go out there and we messed it up. She's guarding the wrong one. I'm not saying that's her fault. It was one of those transition deals where what was supposed to happen is she was to switch over to this certain person. That certain person had been defended the whole game by somebody else. Somewhere that was lost in translation where, hey, my girl's out. I've got yours. You get this one. And that is so huge for a team to be able to do that. And I'll give mine credit. They've done really good with it all year. We just blew it at one bad time, and now instead of 11-5, it's 11-8. It's a game now.
When you see me, you all are making fun of me because I'm going like crazy over
Yelling
there.
on the sideline.
That's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I had to say both teams. I think that's what both teams really excel. We have really smart kids, and we ask a lot out of them. But yeah, when I'm usually over there yelling and doing something crazy, there you go.
It's one of those matchup things. So we kind of ruined what I thought was a good start. We still were able in the second quarter, I think, to push it out a little bit. We had, it wasn't 6 at the half, 17-25. It was 8. So we had it at 8, and then the third quarter was just an absolute disaster on both ends. I think our shot selection all of a sudden was poor. We had a few defensive lapses. So, we had a barn burner going into the fourth, and then they finally took a lead on what I thought was a heavily contested, not a great shot. It's a shot that I was willing to ride with. They just hit it. Now all of a sudden we're losing the game. And, I'll say this. I think there's been a little bit of criticism about how excited we got when we won. There was a lot of factors that went into that. And some things, not only as a coach, but as a dad, that I've had to deal with, or that I've watched my daughter deal with. And when she was the one, and I'm not saying it would have been any different had it been anybody else, we would have still been really excited. It's just that one goes home with me. And I know her struggles, and I know the things that are said to her, the things that are said about her. I think a lot of times when you're a coach's kid, you have a target on your back. We played some games last year, and
I was that. I know you do.
Yeah, Sam knows it. He played for his dad, and did they ever chant anything at you or call you anything?
I can remember at Boone vividly one time.
Of course it's Boone.
Like every time I'm putting the ball down, is the daddy's boy. Daddy's boy. Like, I remember that. I'm 32. I remember that like it was yesterday.
So I mean, that's the kind of stuff she's had to deal with. I mean, when she's lining up, getting ready to run out of the locker room and warm up, and you look over and your name is on signs, and your name's in people's mouth, and you're a 17-year-old girl. I mean, this ain't Cooper Flagg at Duke, who probably expects to go into North Carolina and get called every name there is, and it's not
40-year-old LeBron.
You know, it's not 40-year-old LeBron who, I mean, that's part of their lifestyle is having critics. And there are people that get paid money to criticize professionals or high-level athletes. This high school stuff, I'll just say she had to probably deal with some stuff that people like Sam can relate to. And when she was able to hit that shot, part of the reaction was that. Just knowing that that's how she was going to go out. That, you know, putting us in a position to have another home game where we play, I think, a lot better. And even the matchup, I thought, favored us if it was Midway rather than Coalfield. Not that we don't think Coalfield's a team we can beat. It's just going on the road. It wasn't desirable. I'll just say that. We wanted it at home. So we got a little hot water there. I think some people got upset. I had some lady come out of the bleachers screaming at me. I think maybe part of their school personnel was upset because we didn't shake hands. It took us a while, and I'll take full credit for that, full responsibility for that. That probably was not what should have happened. Probably should have dialed it back, but there was a whole lot that had swelled up, that we'd been keeping it bottled up, and when it came out, it came out. So I guess I should apologize for not shaking hands in a timely fashion. That does bother me, that somebody else feels like that we didn't do something the right way when we've tried to pride ourselves on doing things the right way. I can remember a sub-state game back in 19 where we played Midway, but it was at Roan State. And I mean, I don't know. I guess people have opinions on these type of things. People have opinions on storming the court. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? You got player safety, but you got, the student body just trying to have a good time. So I mean, there's people on both ends of that. But and I don't know, maybe it's because I'm old and I've been around a while and I've seen a lot. But we go down to Midway and we're winning the whole game. And right at the very end, we made some mistakes late, some turnovers. I did a bad job. They scored late to take a lead. We came down and took a shot at the very end and missed it. So, I mean, they had been losing the whole game. They came back and took the lead right at the very end. The horn goes off. Who is not going to be excited at that? They were going to the state tournament, So our season's over, and I just remember my kids, they were beside themselves. They were crying. Some of them were angry. But they were having a party on the floor. Well deserved. They earned that. And I just remember holding my hand out and just looking at my kids and just telling them, just wait. Give them time. And I mean, they pig-piled and they hugged and they had people, I guess, family members running out of the bleachers. And I just kept my hand out. And when they were done, we lined up, went and shook their hands. I got an email the next day from the principal. It wasn't even the principal at Midway. It was a principal who'd just come to watch the game from another school, commending us on the sportsmanship that we displayed in that moment, because he said that had to hurt. But for you to stand there and give them their moment, he said, I thought that said a lot about you and your program. So, I appreciated that comment from that principal, and I guess I had that in my head that when we won our sub-state game, the kids kind of jumped around a little bit, but we was up 14 or 15 points at the end. I just walked over and shook the guy's hand. There wasn't no fist pumping, no it was just how we won the game. And in my opinion, your kids deserve an opportunity to be excited about something great that they've accomplished. If that took too long, then I apologize that it took too long or that it looked bad. But we had some people coming down really hard, not just on me, but on some of our kids, cursing and swearing and saying things to them that they didn't deserve. You want to say it to me? I mean, I don't care. You can say whatever you want to me, but I don't know. It's just it didn't end right. For us to have won the game the way we won it, it should have went down better. You know, as far as all the stuff that happened at the end, we tried to fix it. You know, they had left the floor. Their team had left the floor. They did come back out. We were able to go shake hands at that point. I was able to talk to their coach, and he even sent us a message there after the game on Saturday night, wished us well this week. So hopefully we'll put all that behind us. But regardless, you know, I guess that takes us to Saturday. And kids came out about 11 o'clock. We just had a good day. Watched a movie. You ever seen American Underdog?
Don't believe so.
It was my second time watching it. The Kurt Warner story. Do you even remember Kurt Warner?
Yeah. Greatest show on turf.
Greatest show on turf.
Took the Cardinals to the Super Bowl.
He did. Rams first, and then the Cardinals. He's a Hall of Famer.
Cardinals Super Bowl was one of the first ones I remember watching.
Did you? Yeah. It's a good one. So we watched that, and then we had a meal prepared for him there. Shayna and Mark Marshall, chicken Alfredo. Oh man! And Mamaw come through with some salad and banana pudding. It's her specialty, banana pudding. If you've never had Mamaw's banana pudding, you're missing out.
Nathan cooks?
Huh?
Said Nathan cooks.
No,
I was confused for a second, but I didn't say anything.
My mom, Carol. Carol's banana pudding.
I figured that's who you
Mamaw.
talked about, but I was also confused.
Wrong
Maybe,
Mamaw.
I thought he maybe cooked.
But
no.
we watched a little more film and had a walk through, shoot around. I mean, we just had them the whole day. And it was capped off, you know, a very special way to end it for those four seniors. Terrible first half. Probably your least favorite half of basketball ever, 10-7.
I did a highlight video, and whenever
Was
I got
it 2
home,
seconds?
by the time it got to halftime, I think it was like a minute 48. I think the first 30 seconds of that was the introductions off the bench and you throwing the ones up. So
Hey, that was
yeah.
instinct.
I think
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Did you know that the camera was on you at the moment?
No.
Did you not?
No, I had no clue, and I didn't have no idea who was going to play that. But that was our intro music
I had
to
to look
this
that
show.
song up. I didn't know the name of it.
I
was
don't know the
scrambling.
name of it,
I was
yeah.
French was
scrambling.
wanting it.
It's like I Am Greatness or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
Am
it?
Greatness.
Yeah.
By the way, he came back last night. You see
He
that?
did. I told you he would.
Oh, yeah, we knew that was coming.
Great ending, too.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, just a special night, and I appreciate you sending me all that footage. I've not even had a
course.
chance to go through it all yet.
I got to send you also. I'll
What
get
is
on
it
that.
Just
I took videos
kids.
of everybody cutting down the net
Yeah,
for the
cutting
girls,
down the net.
and I did the guys too, and I sent him, I think, like 20 clips of it. So
Okay.
I'll get on that and send it to you so y'all can share it to players, family,
We'll
fans.
just plug you guys right now as far as like the last several years. It's just been amazing what you do for these kids. So give them there you go. Crowning.
Appreciate it, guys.
We appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Grassroots.
Yep.
Let me finish up by saying all 5 of our starters made the all-regional tournament team.
Okay.
Hannah, MVP. So just hats off to Ella, Lauren, Cadence, Mercy. And then in the sub-state game, 10-7 at halftime, you don't know how many people have said, I looked at that score, I didn't get to come, but I looked at the score and I thought, that ain't right, is it? Yeah, it was right, 10-7. Of course, we ended up stretching it out, winning 39-24, and Hannah led us there with 14, but we had 7-6, 4-4, 3-1. So, I mean, that's us. And I thought a huge sequence was when it was still tight, and Ella come off a ball screen, and they got lost in it, and she actually lost the ball a little bit.
She dribbles it off of her foot.
And
hits
she
the three.
retrieved it, and there's nobody around her, and she ripped a 3, which I think got it to maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And then she started the fourth quarter with that baseline reverse layup.
Yeah.
And
Did
I
it
think-
touch glass? I couldn't
skimmed
tell
it.
from.
I think it skimmed it.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a big sequence for us. And then in the fourth quarter, just looking here at the book, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 6, 6 out of 8, 8 out of 10, I think 10 out of 14 free throws, if I'm looking at this right. So just down the stretch, we
How happy were you with that? Because that's something that
Yeah.
I think you were very disappointed with last year, not being able to hit those down the
Oh,
stretch.
my
that
goodness, you remember
allowed,
that?
I wasn't there. I remember
What a mess.
being told about it, but how happy were you this year that you were able to close that out and hit those free throws down the stretch? I know the lead was a little bit, I think, larger than it was last year.
Yeah. Oh, last year we barely held on.
I know it
mean,
was a 2-point game,
yeah,
but
and we
I
tried
didn't know
every way
what
in
it
the world
was
to
with the
That's
free
crazy
throws
at the
before
end
that.
last year.
0. We made 0 for, it was like
I mean,
0
like
for
what
6.
it was before they came back and you made 0 free throws.
I don't remember.
It didn't ever
never
get
did
too
get
big.
big.
No,
It
that was
like
like 4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, we were, to our credit, we kept getting stops because I mean we was just turning it over or missing free throws and giving them every chance in the world. But this year to close it out the right way, to grow the lead rather than just survive the game.
That's such a bad place to be in.
Oh, Lord.
At the end, and you have no, it's just you lose the
And I've
wheel
seen
there.
it go, and 2 times in sub-state. We lost to Harriman at Harriman one year, and then the midway game, we had a 9-point lead at Harriman at the half. And just to know you're in control of the game and to know you've put yourself in an excellent position to win, and then to see that tidal wave rolling in at the end, that's one of the more difficult things that you'll deal with as a coach. But just thrilled that we won and anxious to hear from Sam.
Hold on, before we go though, he alluded to it. I want you to expand on it a little bit more. You see that flag going around?
It's going everywhere. Wow.
You had the 4 years with Grace where you were able to go all 4 years of the state tournament. You got back to the state tournament last year, which was Mercy's 3rd straight year. Going into the season this year, of course, you have it creeping in the back of your mind that you want it to be all 4 years for her too. You talked about kind of being nervous and terrified that it wouldn't come to fruition. Whenever it did happen on Saturday night, how much relief came off of your shoulders knowing that you were able to make it 4 straight years with both daughters?
A lot. And really it was more for them than it was for me. But it's just as important for me moving forward that these kids coming back next year have an opportunity. So, I mean, we'll go back to work and we'll continue to try. But, you know, it's special. But I just don't want to make it about Grace and Mercy because they've just been parts of what I've felt have been real good teams. And I was telling somebody yesterday, I believe, how well I just think this team fits together. Did we try to say it the other day and I couldn't think of it, messed it up? The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. You ever heard that one?
Mm-mm.
You never heard that?
I've heard that.
Okay,
Is it
let's
the
say
sum-
you
is
got
it the sum is greater than what?
the sum, the
It's greater.
whole is greater than the sum. Yeah, the whole is greater than. All right, so here's what you're saying. If you've got a kid on a scale of 1 to 10, and you know you're rating them as far as their skill set in basketball, you give her, I'll maybe give her a 4. I'll give her a 6. She gets an 8. This one, she's not real good. I'll give her a 2. So let's say you add it all up. What's your max score? If it's on a scale of 1 to 10, you got 5 you're putting out there. It's a 50.
Okay.
So we're getting 50s out of these kids. But if you just rated them individually, you may not be getting the 35 or 40. But when you put them together, they just, I think they complement each other really well.
Is that a new thing? We're going to have sayings every week?
I like it.
There you go.
I can't believe you ain't heard some of this stuff. You're too young.
I don't have as much wisdom.
We'll call it experience,
Okay.
age. But that's all I got to say about that. Thank you to our fans. Golly,
It was good.
we had a packed house in here Saturday and Monday. Appreciate everybody coming out.
How many tickets were purchased online?
Over 400 online,
What's the max
Both games.
capacity here?
750.
Okay.
And that's if you get one butt on every one of those little 18-inch segments in the bleachers. And you know as well as I do, people will come in here and take up with
I
their
got you,
stuff
dude.
and all
My
that.
mom used to say, spread out like a week's washing.
Yeah.
Weeks worse.
Now, do you understand that one?
Yes, I got that one.
Because back in those days, you didn't just throw it in the dryer.
Yeah.
So if you let your laundry build up for a whole week, that clothesline is going to be spread out,
Like a
stuff
week's
blowing
worth.
in the wind, drying. What else wisdom can we drop here? Thanks to our fans. We'll need you down there this week if you have an opportunity to go, and I get it. I understand. It's hard to get off work. It's hard to choose. I'm sure if you're a girl parent or a boy parent, it's hard to just take off 2 weeks. So you're going to choose your kid. So, I mean, we don't expect people to drop their life and go down there, but for those that have the opportunity, that are thinking about maybe going, we'd love to have you down there. I think these kids, maybe they play a little better if they look up, see some support there in the bleachers. So congrats, Sam,
You too.
to you boys. Good
You
job.
too, my man.
Take the floor.
Take the floor. I'm gonna piggyback off what James is saying. A lot of people don't know what goes into this. So like when you have a moment like that, that spills out. What I have a hard time with is, I mean, yeah, you can get mad for celebrating or whatever, but if you're gonna be up there in the bleachers hollering and screaming and fussing and cussing and going on at people, you can't get mad when they celebrate. And this is gonna sound mean, but if you don't want them to celebrate, win. Okay? But and here's what I have the biggest problem with. You can get mad at his coaching, at his anything you want to get mad at, but I think everybody around here knows, and I know this from knowing him 30 years, when he started attacking his character and saying low class, I think that would say more about you than it would about him, because I think everybody knows what he stands for, and I can tell you that he lives it every day, and I know him for 30 years, so I have a hard time with that. When people start attacking somebody's character, it's just obvious what he's about, so I wouldn't worry about that one bit, Coach. As far as our game, let's see. Cosby?
Another barn burner.
They're all,
They've all been barn burners.
Do we have a
lately.
game that's not a barn burner?
Surprisingly, the sub-state game last night, I guess, was maybe the least.
I don't know how you
I
felt
thought we
about
was
it.
getting ready to kill them.
It got down to 4 at one
Yeah,
point in the
it
third
felt like
quarter.
2.
But whenever, I guess you're right. Yeah, it was a 5-point game with.
You take out the
someone
start,
left
and it was a
on the
close
floor.
game.
Yeah, that's what I told you after the game. If you take out that first quarter, it ended up being an 11-point game, a 15-point margin after the first. I mean, that's a 4-point game for 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about Cosby first. They had a really good game plan. They guarded us right. They made it really tough on us to score. We just couldn't score, and we were having a hard time there on the glass early. I thought we had a hard time on the glass early, and I thought we had a hard time on the glass late. But we trailed most of the game, felt like, and was able to do just enough to win. That's just a testament to my kids. Golly, they've done that the whole year. Just showed a lot of toughness, playing through stuff. We didn't have our best, what they say in baseball, you don't have your best stuff sometimes. You just got to figure it out, figure out a way to navigate through it. And we did that with defensive stops. I want to talk about Jaden Bailey. I apologize to him right here. We had a timeout. I think we got up 39-32, and there's like 3 minutes to go. And he comes, and that boy does like the Coggins boy. He's a great player. Does like a turnaround, spin twice, step back. Got to call timeout. I'm over screaming at him, screaming at Jaden Bailey. The boy averages 22 points a game. That was his first points of the game.
Oh, wow.
And I'm screaming at him. But anyway, he just did an amazing job on him. Our defense as a whole, I think we held him 39. You can't do no better than that.
45-39 final.
Yeah, we were able to I think Lance finished in double figures with 11. Lawson had 15. Man, those two, they have improved as much as any 2 players that I've coached while I've been here at North Greene. It's just been amazing to see their growth. And what Lawson does for us, taking care of the ball, and then I think he averages right around 7 assists a game. So he's like 7 assists, 2 turnovers. Who does that? 2-to-1 ratio would be good. It's over 3-to-1. And then Lance, golly, I think he's an all-state player, and I never thought I would have said that 2 years ago. And that's just a testament to, his growth. Coach used to call him my whipping boy. I was in here, I was on him every day.
Every time I'd open the door and walk in the gym, Lance! Yeah, I mean, he's always Lance.
I have one memory of that too. I don't know if you do, but last year, was it last year? I think yes, at Cherokee. He comes off and does something wrong, and you ripped into him. And I think he said something back to you too, and you didn't like that. So I think you ripped into him harder.
Surely not.
And that's one memory I always take away.
Ask Tyler Britton about that. Because we just had one of those this week.
About ripping back at somebody?
Yeah, I think he had a little comment to say there in practice one day. We got into it. I had to apologize to him. I got on him so hard. But anyway, no, Lance. I tell him, man, if I ever stop getting on you, it's because I give up on you. And I just get on because I've seen something in him.
Well, I don't think kids see sometimes why you're pushing so hard or trying to pull something out of them, because the coach can maybe see that it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, not only can he see that it's there, you see how bad we have to have whatever it is I'm asking you to do. If we can't do that, we can't be successful. And I don't know, just sticking with him there and continuing to push on him and pull on him, it paid off.
I'm glad Coach said that, because when I talked about kind of that when we go in the locker room there after that Morristown West game, I told him to. We can still do this, but I mean, you guys got to be consistent. We got to have this out of you. And man, I've been so proud of him because we've got it out of him. And you know, like I said, I just ripped Tyler. What about his first quarter?
I was going to mention that once
Yeah.
you finished, if you didn't hit me with it first.
He was 4 of 4 from 3. I think he had 14 points.
I wrote about it and I mentioned it to
Yeah.
him the first thing. I mean, there's something about the words Britain and sub-state or sectionals, because last year you look
Yeah.
at Jason's performance at Harriman, you look at Tyler going 4 for 4 from 3 and scoring 14 in the first quarter here at home against Oliver Springs. I think once it turns into a game like that where it's do or die, there's just a switch that gets flipped in that Britton family's mind.
Well, he's a gamer. I mean, everybody knows what Jason done, but I mean, Tyler's a gamer. It might not be with scoring all the time, but we mentioned before, just he does it's little things that only I think maybe Coach would know, I would know, that I'm asking him to do, that there's nobody else on our team that can do them. And it's not anything really physical. It's like he's just smart, and he knows what we're trying to do. And that stuff's so important. It'll never show up on like any kind of stat sheet or any kind of like, write up in the paper or anything. But I know what he means to our team. And to see him have he had a great game, had 19 points. I've already talked about him and Lance and Lawson. What about Thomas?
Thomas was who I was going to
man,
next. Big moments in the fourth quarter,
I
too.
say this about a lot of kids, but he's one of my favorites, man. He shows up every day, does exactly what you ask him to do. I really think football has helped him.
Great attitude.
Yeah, just
Humble kid.
he's got a lot thrown at him down there where he had a shoulder a lot. As far as being the quarter, you know what all goes along with that. He's not scared of the moment. And man, he had a great second half last night. Made some huge buckets.
Poked one.
He came down here and dunked one at the end. Yeah.
Sam called it a Candace Parker dunk.
Yeah,
But
that's what I call him.
It-
Little Candace.
the ball went through the net
His
and he
hand was
touched the rim.
What about Lawson's?
You call it a rim grazer.
Rim grazer?
Is that hating?
No, that's not hating.
No, Lawson can get up there. You boys don't even know what he can do.
Oh, I've seen him before.
He just ain't showed it. That man can rip.
He tried to
the rim.
flush one against South Greene right down here.
Yeah, he did.
It was first or second quarter. I can't remember.
I remember last year we break out a team huddle and the ball's kind of rolling down through here. He picks it up at the free throw line, takes one dribble, jumps up and dunks it backwards. I'm like,
Oh, no.
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts. The Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
Baileyton Drug Company services the surrounding communities of Baileyton with excellent patient care using a full-line pharmacy, over-the-counter selections, and a convenient drive-thru. When you visit us, you are treated as a neighbor, not a number. It's not just our slogan, but our culture. We're investing in our patients, local schools, and community. For over 5 years now, we have established ourselves as an independently family-run pharmacy that isn't driven by corporate goals. We are driven by what is best for your overall health and wellness. We're conveniently located so you don't have to make the drive. Prescription drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. We also offer natural remedies, essential oils, at-home medical needs such as walkers, rollators, bath accessories, as well as wound care products. And coming soon, basic urgent care services. What makes us better than other drugstores out there? When you frequent Baileyton Drug, you will receive professional, courteous, and friendly service that goes above and beyond any other pharmacy in the area. Remember, you're a neighbor, not a number.
My name is Robert Starnes. I'm a lifelong resident of northern Greene County, where I currently reside here with my wife and 3 children. I was a barber in Greenville for the last 6 years, but I have recently changed locations to my new shop in Baileyton. It's at 285 Mortis Hollow Lane, Afton. I'm also a proud supporter of North Greene Athletics. Come see me for all of your men and boys grooming needs. Go Huskies!
But no, I was finished on Lawson. He dunked one. And then I was like, why can't you do that in the game? And then, you know what, Isaac and Bubba. Isaac gave us good minutes last night. I love Yeshua, man. He's a tough kid. He'll try to do, he'd run through a brick wall for you. So just, like Coach said, I don't know that saying perfect, but it's been, we have a great team, and everybody knows their role, and everybody's a star in their role, and it's just been fun to be a part of, so couldn't be more proud of these kids.
Apologies to Lawson, too. You could probably say that was disrespectful, calling that a rim grazer. When he cuts down the net right there, too, he is the only one that I missed because the camera wouldn't focus. And if you watch Yeshua's right after it, the camera's still not focused when I'm getting Yeshua's. So I missed that. And he's getting interviewed, and I showed up late to his interview, too, because I went to interview somebody else. So, Lawson, I'm sorry. I messed up everything last night with the dunk, with the net cutting, with the interview, with everything.
Just knowing Lawson and the type of kid he is, I'd say
You're going to get off the hook,
yeah,
I think.
Cool.
I believe he's going to be okay.
He's cool cucumber, though. He don't let much bother him. We got good kids around here.
But, I mean, going forward now, too, we've got the state tournament to talk about. We know your opponents now. I know last week when we kind of previewed sectionals, you didn't know. You knew it was one of two. Going into last night's game, nobody knew. You had to win to find out whether you were going to play one of those two. You know now, Wednesday, tomorrow morning, you've got Greenfield, you've got Humboldt next Wednesday. Greenfield, a team that you're familiar with too. Preview that game and talk about what we can expect tomorrow morning when you play in the Class 1A state tournament.
Well, we played them last year. We actually played them, fun fact, we played them this summer.
Okay, cool.
So
you're very, very familiar with them.
But this summer, they were missing their top player, number 11. They've got 4 really good guards that can all penetrate, they can all pass, they can all handle it well, shoot it well. They have a post player who's more of a rebounder, screen setter type. Not super deep. They'll play a few kids in spots, but they may give a little token pressure. Mainly it's man-to-man, some 2-3 in the half court. It's one of those things where I think we're going to have to know their personnel, know who it is that you've had to maybe switch on to or who you've had to pick up transition. Offensively, we're going to have to take care of the ball and just be us. At this point, I don't think you're doing anything new or anything different. So we're just excited for the opportunity, anxious to get on the road.
We'll leave it here in a little while. Of course, by the time this comes out, you'll already be on the road. By the time this comes out, you'll probably already be there.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah.
You know what you're supposed
Lord
to say
willing.
to that.
Safe travels.
Safe travels.
Lord willing.
Lord
Well,
willing. There's another saying.
That's
say
in the
that one a
Bible.
lot.
It's in the Bible. In the book of James. Don't say I'm going to do
Perfect.
this. Don't say I'm going to do that. Say, if it's the Lord's will, I will do this, that.
And the other. That's another.
Yep.
You look like you've got a song ready. One shining moment. Fun fact, I talked about it the other night. Asked if I could use this song. Copyright. We're going to use it for your highlight video.
We can't use this right now.
We can, yeah, but I mean, we don't own the rights to it. Nope.
I own this. I bought this.
I will say,
I own it.
the highlight video got way more.
You're running for your life.
Oh, really? Y'all got to think
You're a shooting star of the year.
That was good.
live on TV. Come on in here. You got some pictures to take, don't you?
When it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. But inside you knew that one shining moment you reached deep inside.
Good song.
Did we take a break?
Yeah, we did. That was
We took one already?
That second part's
announcements.
been a little hectic.
We didn't get much wrestling talk in.
We didn't. Sam's got to talk first, though.
Let's just cut the crap. No wrestling today.
We'll save it for next week.
Next week, we got basketball.
You got to do an on-site show?
We did that one
We
time.
did that
didn't
the first 2 years. Last year we didn't because we did one of these. Fun
because
fact,
we got beat so quick.
you all, you all
Also,
also
before you get down there.
you all also wore the nets around your neck last year too. That's how I remember we did one here last year. If you win Wednesday, we got Thursday off. So
There we go.
We'll have a
Hey,
whole,
we
We'll
might
have the
have
whole
to.
day
Day
with
show.
absolutely nothing to do.
we might just do a live stream that day.
Yeah.
Get some pizza
Hey,
and
do
just
it.
sit
Follow him
there.
around.
Just
All
follow,
access.
just come hang out the
All
whole
access.
day.
On Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, you got to win first.
He's gonna win all access. I don't know much about Humboldt. I haven't got a lot of film yet. I did watch a little bit last night. Obviously, good team. They're gonna try to get after us a little bit, so we'll have to handle that. I do know this. One of my favorite ETSU basketball players. Pride of Humboldt.
Asante Bradford.
Yeah, he was a really good player.
Loved watching him.
Enjoyed watching him play. So we'll get in here today and tomorrow. We'll get prepared. We're gonna go down once the girls. Then we'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Leave Tuesday, play Wednesday. Early in the morning. Got leave 9:30.
I know. Gotta wake everybody up
With
early.
this crew right here.
I know that's something that you petitioned for last year too after your state tournament game where you wanted more fans to show up.
Yeah. You know what? If we'd win a game, maybe folks could get down there on the weekend. It's kind of hard right in the middle of the week. I get it. Trust me, I get it.
I can guarantee you if you win and play Saturday for the state championship, I think you'll have whatever side of the bowl you all have will be packed up to the brim.
You're getting ahead of yourself there, Tyler, talking about Saturday. Don't you remember what we have in the office?
I do.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Is that it?
Sweet Jesus.
I guess
I know
that
that
finishes it.
That's all I'm asking of
This is like
you.
the first interview we've done where with no wrestling talk, no sports talk. We were all business
We
today.
had to go quick.
Business-like approach today. It still lasted about an hour.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of good stuff to talk about. These
There was.
kids. Now it's just time to get on the bus.
All right. 2 hours until you get on the bus. 2.5 hours until you get on the bus and head to Murfreesboro. You'll do the same next Tuesday. Huskies are back in the state tournament. Lady Huskies are back in the state tournament. 6 straight trip. 4th in 5 years. 5 out of 8 overall. Fellas, that's all we got this week.
You ever seen Rocky yet?
Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company TMBB&T, whatever you want to refer to it as show. Presented by Starnes Barber Shop. We look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media. Bye.
Bye.